Alright, time for some casting. Um, so yeah, I think we'll start with Division 4. Just let me draw the players a tag before we go here, just so they know it's here. Here we go. And we'll be on our way shortly. Uh-uh. Okay, here we go. Alekog versus Teapot Master. Maybe just for the sake of ease of vision, I'll give Alekog the blue here. And yeah, versus Teapot Master, this should be a best of 5. It's the Open Classic settings and maps here, so that's why it says TOC Arabia down here. They've been drafting maps and series. Actually, let's see if I can find the draft to link as well in the chat here while they're getting started, so to speak. Uh-huh. Oh. Yes, let's go here. Let's do the maps as well. And the draft. Just a moment. Oh, okay. So what can we expect here? We have a pretty classic Arabia matchup here. Britons versus Vikings, both very likely to go archers. Maybe since it's a 1v1, some kind of infantry style opening. You see, this is not the new Arabia either. This is the TOC Arabia, so the woodlines are shaped more like the pre-patch Arabia here. So it's horrible golds here for Teapot Master, but but apart from that, a somewhat wallable base. You need to sort out the gold somehow. Though this probably is going to need some defensive tower to um, to keep this gold safe from aggression here. Mason Windu is here for Teapot Master. He beat me in the semifinals. Yeah. So you want to see him lose them. Vikings, I'd say it's situational, depending on what you expect. But let's say you expect the Britons to go for men-at-arms here. You could easily go men-at-arms yourself, but why would Britons go men-at-arms against Vikings that get extra hit points on their men-at-arms to begin with? The more reasonable call here for Alikog would be to do for example, the rush or even straight archers, depending on scouting intel, of course. You'll always need to scout and try to figure out what the opponent goes for. But if Alikog goes for it's not going to be a premium rush, but if he goes for some kind of rush here, then you buy yourself time to wall off here. Nice and secure back main gold here for Alikog. Much better base layout than Teapot Master, who has the Vikings eco bonus working for him, of course. Well, that's Gaia scouting. Let's see, blue scouting here. Seems to have changed his mind here, Alikog, wanting to relocate the third gold, which is as useless as the other two. And well, this one, I mean, this is not useless. This is nice. It's in the back. You know what happens. Ah, I see. Yeah, you see the result then. Are we drawing a middle finger here? Is that it? Or an apple? Going very close to the edge here. Not quite get that. Yeah, I agree. I play tournaments for fun, and advancing along the way is, it's nice, but we're not pros, so we're not necessarily in it for the money to win it, right? So, okay, it looks like Teapot Master might get lucky here. It's very close to the edge for scouting for the enemy side here. And we have Alikog here as well, spotting the barracks. No surprise there from the Vikings here. And that is going to be the 21 or 22 pop men-at-arms most likely. Here's the mining camp, another villager in the queue. 22 pop men-at-arms confirmed with a slightly high idle TC time here. 38 seconds of idle town center time. That means that everything is going to be quite delayed. That said, Alikog has been delayed as well. 2 on gold here, also looking like a men-at-arms build, but the barracks isn't up, so this is going to become the straight archers. Oh, scouts fight. Alikog gets the first hit and will of course chase a little bit to try and see if he can get more damage in here. Here comes the barracks. Feudal Age almost halfway there for Alikog. Gonna go for the straight archers here to fend off the men-at-arms of Teapot Master here. So I don't think Teapot Master with that 38 seconds of idle TC, that delay, is going to accomplish much here. Yeah, we all have idle time at this level, you're right about that. But the key factor here is the difference that Alikog is going up at actually lower population as well, going up at 21 pop here and with lower idle time means that the archers are going to be out basically almost before the men-at-arms can get to Alikog's base. Chasing the scouts here, going to maybe be intercepted by the soon-to-be, well, they're not soon-to-be men-at-arms, they're actually 20 seconds off. But the scout goes down, and Alikog should stick around, to be honest. He knows that there are infantry units here. It would be a good idea to track them, just to know when and where they're coming. Or maybe it's just trusting the defensive archers to clean it up here. I don't understand the scouting here. Why not just move forward and try and gather more intel? Why move in areas? Okay, it could be to block the militia and get archers shots in. Maybe a second range even for Alikog now. Straight 2 ranges here. More villagers sending to gold. Seems like a very solid Britain's straight archers opening here from Alikog. Alright, so if it's the correct Alikog is 11:18 and Teapot Master is 12:41 currently. But Alikog certainly seems to have the plan down here for Arabia. No blacksmith yet, so no fletching. Less damage output, less range for the archers. But with some hit and run here and maybe taking the hill, Teapot Master's men-at-arms will be down before they can do any damage here. So that's already a good spot to be in for Alikog here. Scout helping out as well, getting some sneaky hits in here. No need to sacrifice it though, that's a bit sloppy. Bit unfortunate for Alikog there to lose the Scout, but better to lose the Scout than to lose the Archer's Mass. So microing away the weak one there, which is good, and even the arms now so weak that at best they'll idle a tiny little bit of wood economy here. So, walls going up for the Vikings here. One range archers, surprisingly. Men-at-arms archers. Yeah, it's, I mean, there's no significant advantage for the Britons in terms of range until the Castle Age, but they do produce faster, so going for the archers now for Alikog is very dependent upon taking good fights here. Maybe mixing in some skirmishers would be a good call here anyway. I like the buildings foundations here. That's going to keep the archers, at least force them to path around here. That's one builder down for Teapot Master though, and this could be rough. Does Teapot Master know he's on two ranges? That's a good point actually. He's only scouted one of them. So I guess archers make sense if you don't know that the Britain's player is doing double ranges. There's still the 20% faster working ranges for the Britons though, which is a bit of a concern. Thanks for the follow, young upgrade. What would you do in this situation? Go skirms? Yes. I would definitely go skirms against Britons here, but it's the scouting, of course. It's two ranges, but it's always Britons are always. First of all, you know now being Teapot Master that the Britons player never made any infantry, so they are essentially ahead to the archers production. Whether they go one range and or two ranges, it doesn't really matter because you can't keep up with that 20% faster range of the Britons. So I think the answer is skirms, maybe one range and one blacksmith, and make sure to get to the upgrades ASAP for the skirms. Pledging first for the range, possibly, and preferably armor as well. It's a follower emotes, young upgrade, so that's a specific style of emotes that could only be used on my channel for followers. And the other ones are off limits. Let's see here. It's very patient of Teapot Master here, I have to say. Didn't get the second range up, gets a tower up on the side gold here. Good reaction. And now the blacksmith to get to the upgrades, but I guess Alikog already has them. But this Vikings economy, man, this down villagers here did lose 4 villagers, but is still kind of keeping up here due to fewer military units made, and there's actually a chance that Teapot Master beats Alikog to the Castle Age here still. Yeah, it was introduced like a month or two ago, the follower emote thingy. Maybe 3 months ago or so. It is a dangerous archer's mass of Alikog though. Getting wheelbarrow here is not that often you see that with archers play. Quite a few skirmishers mixed in here, but they are lacking the armor, so with this kind of mass for Alikog, even though it's suboptimal, you could try and take out the numbers here. Is this a good fight for the Vikings? Looks nice for the Vikings player here. I mean, all things considered. That's taking out 7 of the Britain's archers, 8 of them. I mean, they replenish more quickly, but yeah, let's see. More skirmishers on the way. That is going to delay Teapot Master's transition to the Castle Age, but it is also highly necessary now to fend off the Feudal Age investment of Alikog here, who doesn't seem to be in a hurry to get to the Castle Age, but we're getting there. We're missing only 50 food now, and then we'll see the Castle Age click. Survivalist usually has people go to wheelbarrow at 37 pop. Ah, okay. Let's see the farm count just. I mean, there's enough farms here to justify wheelbarrow for sure. It's never a bad idea to get it. It's just that with archers, it's a large investment on your food and wood count that will impact your cast stage timing, which is important. But I guess Alikog feels ahead here, no matter what, and doesn't really worry too much about not being first to the gas stage here. We see the Vikings player using the market to catch up now, but it will be at least 50 seconds, maybe 1 minute behind here. Actually, come to think of it, it could be a reaction to being up against Vikings as well. Vikings do get it instantly, so if you don't get it in due time, the wheelbarrow, you'll be significantly behind. So that could be some idea as well. something playing in here. Aliko, great offensives here though, but with all these skirmishes, pull away, you'll need crossbow now. Once crossbow Bodkin is in, Aliko will have that +1 extra range for Britons in the Castle Age and will have no problem dealing with Feudal Age accredited skirmishers. So there's a time window of a power spike here for Aliko to take an advantage here for sure. This hill is just begging to be added forward siege workshop as well, unless Aliko just wants to play the boom game and drop 2 of those cheap Britons DCs right away. We'll see what happens. So Teapot Master will finish the range here, but probably, I mean, yeah, we'll have to go Elite Skirm right away now with this investment. Elite Skirm Bodkin, maybe, but also even Skirm defense against Britons is a little bit awkward with their extra range. Would you attack as Teapot Master with the Skirm advantage before Castle? Not sure. Maybe I'd consider sending just a few skirmishes forward or something just to try and idle some eco of Alikog if possible. But truth is, Alikog has made the right call from the very beginning here with the straight archers to deal with the men-at-arms, and it already puts you ahead with the Britons, especially when they're both going for the ranges here. So it's really hard for Teapot Master to catch up here, and the map is certainly not doing Teapot Master any favors either. Before he got crossbow outside the base. Yeah, maybe that was the time to chase to try and diminish the numbers as much as possible. Yeah, it's still the numbers game here. Alikog with 26 military to 7. They're actually matching in the eco numbers now, which is kind of interesting. Equal upgrades for the units. Hello, chasing. Mangonel defense against Britons always a little bit dicey as well, because if you look at the range here, it's 7 range for the Mangonel, usually good enough against crossbows. But Britons having that +1 range, they can actually pull away and much more easily out micro Mangonels as well once they have their archers mass. He has to be careful here though, Alikog. That was a bit scary for a moment there. Massive. Let me see if I can make some adjustments here to have it flow a little bit better here. It should be better now, lag-wise. So what would be better for Teapot Master here to defend them? There's not really any good option other than walls and castles. Skirms, obviously skirmish is still the best option. And of course, once you get a few more Mangonels out, it makes it a lot more awkward for the Britons here. So that's not a bad call at all. Resource efficiency wise, maybe Scorpions could do good as well. Because they only 75 wood, 75 gold, right? So you can get more out more quickly and then chase with skirmishers in front and Scorpions behind, for example. Hello, Heraldinho. 92. And if you're... Actually, I don't want to say it, but if you... Yeah, gold access is a big thing here, but I wouldn't completely rule out even going +2 knights with Vikings in the castle age because of their economy, strengths, and everything. But obviously, when you set up for archers or skirmishers like this, you're not going to have the gold for knights and upgrades. But it's situational. Even if you don't have bloodlines, it's kind of bad against crossbows. But seeing as Alikog goes crossbows exclusively here, if you do, for example, a decent chunk of knights and skirmishers here, and together with skirmishers, that's going to work as well. But skirmisher Mangonel makes more sense here for sure, because the skirmishers are the counter unit and they don't cost you gold, so you preserve some gold. But here is the issue. Now it's going to be very rough to deal with the knights here, so that's also a good addition by Alikog here. Britain's knights, nothing special either, don't have bloodlines, but they certainly will deal with both skirmishers and mangonels regardless. That's a cleanup for Alikog right there, and Teapot Master is left with 9 skirmishers and a spearman now, reacting of course to the knights with spearmen here, but there's oh, smart. There's yeah, exactly, here comes the monster. I was going to say, as long as there's a small number of knights here, monster makes more sense than trying to mass up the pikes. Because then you could convert knights and get some knights of your own. Oh, quick wall, quick wall, quick wall, quick wall. I'm not one to do quick walls. Honestly, I don't do them well myself. But in that instance there, that was just would at least distract the aggression a little bit. But lots of things going on here. See, one skirmisher forward, looking for some damage potential. This looks like Alikog's game here. 3 barracks, panic, spearman here. Maybe borderline overreaction here for Teapot Master. But still, though, has that eco lead. 69 builders to 65. So if Teapot Master can somehow hold on here, relocate, re-establish the economy, there's still potential there. Yeah, losing builders now. Lost 13 builders so far. Big difference in the ILTC time here, but note that the Britain's player has 3,000 letters up as well. Castle on the hill here to conserve the rest of the gold. I guess it's the best option right now before the knights and everything comes over here. Knight crossbow, so strong combination. If you can afford to get to it. Even if it's Britain's knights, they have the full upgrades. They'll do very well against, for example, skirmishers. And then you have the pikemen, but the crossbows will snipe them with ease. So that's also not going to quite work out here. Alikog's base is... I just ran out of gold actually, but he's the aggressor here, so he could just freely take the exposed golds here and play into the fact that the Vikings have just almost as little mobility as the Britons, if you don't count the berserkers here, that is. Yeah, that's funny. One skirmisher chasing here. Ooh, could get a mangonel shot here if Alikog isn't paying attention. Here comes the forward Akkal-AOE and it's covering 1 gold over here. And not quite the side gold here, but yeah. Alright. Micro attempts to take out the mangonel here. Mangonel has minimum range, so as long as you keep the crossbows close enough, you could actually take out the mangonel with crossbow in this way. I'm surprised Alikog is currently 1118, if that's the correct name, because this is very solid solid playing with Britons here. They both could have clicked up forever ago. Yeah, you're right. That's a the moment I say that I compliment Alikog's performance here. Yes, of course you could go Imperial Age here, probably lacking the buildings, but now with the cattle in place, you could Imp has been queued here unless he sold all the food for gold here. Let's just check Alikog's thesis here to see if there's no Imp queued. Ha! What happened there? Did he sell all the food for gold for Archer's production, or? Ay, ay, ay. Sell stone, sell wood, do something, spend the resources. Teapot Master is hoarding gold here, but producing skirmishers exclusively for now. Cleats up down there, which is nice. House walls here to at least secure the back left side of the base here, but fact remains, Teapot Master will eventually run out of gold here. I mean, there's lots of gold in the bank for now, even collected a relic, but the army advantage is still here for Alikog. Where is that Imperial Age click though? Does Alikog even have a market? Is building a market. Perfect. Yeah, tournament jitters and time of day for ranked. Yeah, you might have a point. I always find playing daytime GMT, which I usually play in the evenings, but when I play in the daytime, it's more difficult opponents, even at the proper ELO level. So it could be something as well. Looks like more ranges for skirmishes here, but where is that Imperial Age transitioning from Teapot Master? Is he extending into more farms here, floating some bit of wood, stone? Imperial Age should be the deciding factor here though. Lots of crossbows to become arbalest, 3 ranges somewhat consistently with the production here. And yeah, it needs more fun for Imp. I know, but you could drop a market and buy the food for Imp, just so you at least have that, and you may be able to challenge the forward castle with your own trebs. But obviously now, still there's going to be at least 1.5 minutes lead for Alikog to the Imperial Age here, so that is probably what's going to finish and decide the game here. Maybe Teapot Master even calls it at the Imperial Age here, because it's really far behind at this point. Behind the Eco, somewhat matching in military numbers, but obviously almost full trash here. Maybe thinking about some... Oh, taking the neutral resources. Yeah. Oh. Nice. Yeah, there seems to be like a 130-ish ELO gap between these two. Zero City Pop Master, get yourself a market. Get to the Imperial Age. There we go. Here we go. Buying the food. Away goes 1,000 gold just like that. But at least you'll... Wait, what happened here? Yeah, there's the Imperial Age. Was queued behind the villager. In the meantime, Alikog is placing more defensive structures at home. What's the scouting like? It doesn't really see any red to the sides here. Maybe it's time to scout a little bit more or place some outposts for vision. Or just rely on taking out this main base here and hope that that's going to be enough to conclude the game here, being Alikog. There's a stone for another 2 castles almost once this one is complete as well. So you could, yeah, there we go. I was going to say you could start securing the hills. I'm a bit surprised it goes here and not on the gold here. But then again, Alikog still with the aggression here. And shouldn't be too worried about this gold getting raided or something whenever the need arises to take for Alikog to take it. That's a significant mass of elite skirmishers. Imperial Age is going to allow for trebuchets from the back castle here for Teapot Master. Alikog could go into Warwolf Treb here or take into Onager with the food and gold here. Whatever feels necessary to deal with the pikes and skirmisher masses here. Let's see. There's a time out to the bot commands, so that's why it didn't show up. Yeah, let's see here. Pikes in front, skirmishers behind. Berserkers, they don't really contribute. Well, if you get chieftains, Berserkers would do nicely against the knights as well, actually. But here come a couple of Mangonel Siege Engineers on the way as well. That's going to boost the range and attack of Trebs and Bombard Cannons if you had them. And maybe Mangonels as well. I'm actually not sure about that, how that applies. I think it applies to all siege weapons though. Oh, Mangonel shot, nice one. Knights run in now, the Berserkers will... Oh, they're not focusing the Treb. Oh, that's unfortunate. More pikemen running in here, there's lots of Arbs though, even the Arbs with their 5+6 range now, they could deal with the skirmishers before the skirmishers can get close enough here. What is this? This is... Ooh, outpost rushing. Is this MBL? Range is sick with written 5+6. 3 more range than generic arbalists. Both players need to work on the resource control. Hey, they're controlling lots of resources, alright, so I just need to spend them. But that's certainly a point of improvement for both players here. We see stables going up here now, so Teapot Master could toss out more knights, go cavalier, whatever here with the gold and food currently in the bank. But the GG is called. Alikog gets the first match. Let's have a look at the stats. 109 Arbalest to 102 skirmishers. Guess we'll have to say good hold by Teapot Master here, taking the neutral resources as well. But was facing heavy pressure from the very get-go. So, hard to come back from that. $203 to 84 KD, that's pretty dominant. Army high actually for Teapot Master, but not enough to keep up here. Currently with one military left of the 163 created. And yeah, economy ahead for Britons here against the Vikings. That's an accomplishment in itself. But Alikog never threatened at home base either. The Teapot Master did the men-at-arms, but due to 38 seconds of idle time with 22 population men-at-arms, they simply reached the Britain base way too late when Alikog is going 21 or 22 pop straight archers, I don't recall. Did have some idle time as well, but less in the Dark Age than Teapot Master did. Crusoe 3 to 1. Thanks for the follow. Okay, let's find game 2. It's a best of 5, so we'll see. This will be Teapot Master's home map. Alright, Mason Windu, thanks for stopping by. Atacama seems to be Teapot Master's home map here. Let's see what they have in store for us. Can't you just... Why is it paused? Think we're good here? Yep. So the map is Atacama, but it is the Open Classic variant. So it's not Definitive Edition Atacama, which you've seen in the ranked pool, which does not have fish in the corners. It is indeed the Open Classic one, which is basically similar to the Red Bull Wololo 2 or 3 one by the looks of it. And so it plays out differently. This is could be approached more like Four Lakes in terms of using the fish to boost your early food economy, which may be Teapot Master's plan. He's going for that Lithuanian's crazy past castle style build here. 4 builders straight to wood, and then to build an early lake. No, it's much less fish than Four Lakes, and even than Hidden Cup cross map. There's 6 patches of fish though, in plus the shorefish, so you could dock the shorefish and get some boost as well. But hardly worth more than, I'd say, maximum 5, maybe even just 4 fishing ships investments in each of these lakes. It's not that significant, but being the Lithuanians, if you want to go for a crazy Pat's Castle or an extended Scouts Rush with basically more difficult raidable economy, it might work out. We'll see how it plays out for Teapot Mastery. I think playing it like 4 lakes with the early dock with Lithuanians, that's not going to work out here because distance is further to the lakes. On 4 lakes or cross, you spawn closer to the lakes in general. And there's just less fish overall, but it is 450, 900, 14, 15. It's almost 2,000 food total, with including the shorefish here. So maybe it's worthwhile. It means not taking the berries until later. Could be that Alikog has a similar plan as well, because he's playing at the Italians here. And the Italians, they have cheaper fishing ships, 15% cheaper or so, I think. So that's also playing into their advantage to play the fish on this map. I'm guessing Alikog, playing archers so well the previous game, might want to go for the Italians archers here as well. But remains to be seen, of course. Men-at-Arms towers, it's so powerful on Atacama maps like this where you're so dependent upon the middle wood. First player to get to the feudal age and deny the wood of the opponent, then a lot is done already. Because it gets harder to relocate. At least you have these small patches of wood here, but it's just not enough to sustain your resource production or whatnot. So the dock is up. We have 2 fish out, 3 fish out. We'll see just how much Teapot Master wants to invest here. But as said, I think 4 or 5 fish is more than enough for small sources of food like this, fish like this. 3, another 1, and you're fine. I think 4. Don't make any more than that on these small lakes. Bottom side, scout here. Good scouting by Teapot Master to confirm that Alikog is going for the dock here. Will not be able to snipe the docking villager because of the preemptive quick walls here of Alikog. So they seem to be almost matching in economy. Lithuanians with 2 more fishing ships, and that's about it. Idle times are comparable as well. Checking the lake here. So this is playing out like 4 lakes. It's fun how they're scouting the corners to see what's up here. And no scouting for Alikog because I missed a blue TC. Eating that one. Can't be worth to invest in docking enemy lakes to take out fish. Maybe not, because the fish is depleted easily, but then on the other hand, if you don't challenge it, they would place fishing traps later and have a basically unraidable food economy, so you have to consider addressing it at some point. But maybe not the first thing you do now. And actually, just no, you don't need to dock actually, because the lake is so small. You could probably range them with archers, or just position a couple of archers near the shoreline, and the fish can't drop off. So that's certainly an option as well. Maybe you don't need to dock at all. Fuel age is in for Teapot Master. Here comes the stable, as you might expect from the Lithuanians. They are strong with their scouts openings. They're both going up at equal populations here by the looks of it. So Alikog, well, Alikog maybe one more here, not having a scout. I'm not a big fan of scouts for Atacama, though. When they can small wall like this, you need some kind of ranged option to deal with the woodlands. You could, as the wood eco allows, add a range and pump out some skirmishers though, because you're going to need a response to the enemy adding spearmen anyway. You could of course even go archers if you want to. Looks like that might be Teapot Master's plan here, if it's not just for the cast age transition. 5 fishing ships for Teapot Master. No farms obviously just yet, and Alikog with 4, so comparable investments on the naval situation here as well. Yeah, towers are strong early game on Atacama. Men-at-Arms and towers is really just broken on this map, especially if you have a civ with an eco bonus or the Men-at-Arms bonus like the Bulgarians that just get the Men-at-Arms instantly. And that's another thing just for fun. You could also use a tower to deny the fish, because towers have, what is it, 7 range or something? 6 range, 7 range, I never remember before fletching, so that would be another way to deny some fish income. Second range for Alikog here, going to play the archers again with spears to accompany them. Currently not over-investing into the spears here. Teapot Master has a slightly better eco setup for the cast age transition though, so isn't investing into more scouts either, because he can't really hit the woodland. Can hit the gold here, at least for now. But there's always going to be the issue of the spearmen. I don't know what these scouts are up to, but they're probably just scouting the rest of the map, not being able to deal more damage. Archer's now moving forward, and here's Alikog obviously lacking in scouting, losing the starting scout, but that's a big setback here when you don't really know where to hit. You need to find the woodland, and it's just just passing here. Looking for the lumber camps, and this actually allows Teapot Master to mass up some skirmishers to defend here, and this woodland is safe as well, maybe except for a tower here or a tower on this side. Actually, a tower on this side could deny the gold as well, but the gold is very much exposed here, and surprise! Teapot Master, you're going to be taken off gold here. Dock up in the north as well. Really capitalizing on the food eco and water here. 38 eco units to 40 for Teapot Master, but Castle Age on the way, which may account for the villagers difference here as well, as Alikog isn't going to go up quite yet. Does Alikog see the range? Does indeed, so we'll have to back off once the skirmishers ungarrison here. Yeah, Deepest Master has the huge momentum to the castle age here now. Can't leave Alikog alone for too long though, because if Alikog gets a castle up and gets Genoese crossbowmen out, there's not much left for Lithuanians to do other than using their faster skirmishers, of course. But this is a good head start for Teapot Master to the castle age. Bloodlines now coming in, could have arguably been researched earlier. Is it only one stable? It is only one stable for now. But 17 on food, 5 on gold. Where is it taking gold actually? Oh, down here. It's just the scouts trying to take out the dock here. Missing the stone investment here, so that's an indication that Alikog wants to get to those castles and Genoese crossbowmen, or more importantly, get the cattle in the middle for the wood control. That's not going to be able for Teapot Master to stop necessarily. If Alikog gets a castle up in the middle here, that is very bad news for Teapot Master's wood access, and that could obstruct everything moving on to just have access to the small chunks of trees all over here, having to replenish lumber camps all the time. Alikog is tired of the constant attack noise down here and sends the spearmen to deal with this. Scout pounding away at the dock here. Relics collection for the Lithuanian player, that also boosts the attack of the knights, albeit only 3 knights for now, and they're both in the castle age by now. Decent chunk of archers, soon to be crossbows with bodkin for Alikog here, and that stone investment is going to pay off as well with soon to be 650 stone needed for a castle. I'd say just drop a castle here and chase Teapot Master of wood, because then Teapot Master can't make farms, fishing ships, production buildings. I'd say Teapot Master could consider dropping a market as well, because now the resources are starting to escalate again here. You could sell food now to pump out knights more efficiently here, maybe drop a second stable and a market here. TC in the middle, but that is not going to help at all, sadly, once this castle starts producing. And Alikog does have lots of military to protect this as well. Elite skirms, yes, but you can quick wall out the few knights that are here. And Teapot Master, sadly, being a little bit too passive here. Too few knights from the castle age time here, and the food eco behind it. And yeah, that castle goes up. There's no stopping that castle. That should never not go up, given the situation here. I like how Alikog claims this side as well. This castle basically covers almost all of the wood access on this side. So with a TC over here, then Teapot Master can't lumber camp here or here either. So yeah, off goes the wood access. Does conserve or save most of the builders here. Still wood in the bank, but that is going to run out quickly once Teapot Master drops more buildings to produce, or for farms or something. TC on the gold here, I guess that Guess that makes sense. There was no upgrades on the Knights, no. There was Teapot Master had a bit too few on gold, so that might be why the +2 isn't in for the Knights. Attack isn't that significant when we have relics. 2 relics, that's equivalent to iron forging, so that's not necessarily a concern, but obviously you need defense, especially against crossbows. But now the Knights' time had passed because Genoese crossbowmen are in the production for Alikog, and almost doesn't make sense to make Knights at all anymore, aside from raiding purposes down here maybe. You see the fish is about to run out as well. Oh, Alikog, I missed that! I missed that grey corner. It's making red, so it's easier to see here. I missed that docking in the corner here. But did also take out some fish on Teapot Master here. Probably doesn't have a lot of farms here to boost the economy here. Let's see the top side. Yes, another dock here for the Italians player. Going to kill the fish over here as well, and the Teapot Master with only 5 farms at the food source. That's going to be a disaster for Teapot Master here. He does have a market and is heavily focusing on gold here, but again, that Knight's investment and the lack of upgrades, that is not doing Teapot Master any favors here. Still only one stable producing lights, I think, so that means rather slow production. Teapot Master getting housed here as well, and not panic producing any house here. Where's that monk going? Is just scouting for relics. There's one in the middle that's off limits for now, but you could still snag this one if you're Teapot Master and get 3 or 4 upgrades for the knights eventually here. It is indeed a very exposed base for Alikog here, and having the knights and not using them for that purpose, well, he's doing it now. But this kind of happens a bit too late here. The eco is very much comparable here. Alikog is investing mainly into the Genoese crossbowmen. He did lose some of his starting crossbows, where I don't quite understand where, maybe when building the castle. Enter the knights to raid here, but now we'll just pull the Genoese crossbowmen back home here, and the knights should be history. Skirmishers still an issue though. You need something against the skirmishers here as well if you're Alikog. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Elite skirmisher for Alikog as well. Guess not having a stable, that's the best bet for now. Didn't go men at arms either. Oh, focus the knights, please. Ay. Knights getting some juicy hits in on the Genoese crossbow in here with skirmishers in the back. Teapot Master getting a good fight here. And surprisingly so. No more Genoese crossbowmen in the production here, but Imperial Age. It is 15% cheaper for the Italians to go to the next age after all, so that's, or is it even 25, I don't remember. So they will have a huge head start here to the next age. Seems to have a better eco setup here as well. I don't quite understand this cattle, it's only protecting the town center. Not any crucial resources. Maybe because of the army movement over here, but this is... Well, it's still a castle for Genoese crossbowmen production, so wouldn't put too much into it. And we'll have to keep in mind that Alikog has claimed all of the corners here, 1 dock in each corner. There's not much more fish to be taken here. Maybe you could add a couple of fishing ships here. You have the corner over here as well, where the monk is currently just chilling out. And Teapot Master Placing a TC on the same woodland as Alikog here as if they were just teammates, not opponents. Bloodlands and Husbandry for Alikog here. The defense upgrade on the way in as well. This is weird. That bug happens to me as well. You finish a mining camp and they don't start working. That's really weird. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time up. There we go. Noticed it. But that shouldn't happen. The villagers should start collecting resources immediately when you place mining camp like that. Imperial Age is in, which means that the forward castle of Teapot Master should be very much not a threat here once Alikog sees it. We just need some army to deal with these elite skirms and knights here and should be fine. But the army is of concern here. Is 31 elite skirmishers and 15 knights for Teapot Master here. Meaning that Teapot Master has a significant military lead, and somehow Teapot Master has an equal lead as well, with 3 town centers now on land, and yeah, claiming terrain and resources here now. Denying this gold with this castle, denying this stone as well, arguably a tiny little bit of wood access as well. But hold on here. Why? Yeah, there's 2 stables now. Okay, so 2 stables, but also not really producing here. This time around, they remember that they can click the Imperial Age when they are floating the resources like this, so that's going to unlock Cavalier and Paladin for the Lithuanians player. And of course, Imperial Age upgrades, more gold commitment here, and what I'm missing from Teapot Master now is more stables, more production to boost the numbers even more. Never stop producing military until you're, or villagers until you're 200 population. That's just a general tip for all of us out there. If there's resources, spend them. As simple as that. So Imperial Age is in for Alikog, but Alikog is not queuing trebuchets here. So it doesn't seem too stressed about the forward castle here. There's stuff happening to the north as well, where Teapot Master tries to claim some gold here, but is finding himself subject to Italians' light cav raids here. 12 Genovese crossbowmen. Not nearly enough to shift the favors for Alikog here. 60 to 61 villagers here now, and the Eco KD is well ahead for Alikog, so that's something, but army numbers, big concern here. No significant economy advantage here for Alikog, only 2 town centers to the Lithuanians 3. And since the fish were killed fairly late, this lake, for example, was already depleted, so that's not a big loss for a Teapot Master there. Imperial Age on the way, there is 1 cattle here, but and seeing as Alikog doesn't have a single trebuchet, even having the resources for it, this is going to be to Teapot Master's advantage here. So Genovese crossbowmen, they should slay cavalry, but you need either to hit and run or to have more numbers, because this is not Alikog's fight here. He's actually finding his Genovese crossbowmen die to Lithuanian knights. Well, keep in mind that the Lithuanian knights have a total of 5 attack at this point from the relics. It looks like the skirmishers built the castle here. Yeah, if blue can deal with this castle, or these castles rather, that's pretty good news for Teapot Master here. The score is very convincing as well. 7k to 5k here, but need to contest the Treb horse, of course. Treb from behind here. Cavalier is in for the Lithuanians player, and still sizable amount of skirmishers here, denying wood economy. Where's Where's Aliko taking gold? He's off gold over here. He's idle at home by the TC. Lots of idle eco time for Alikog here now. Going for the gold to the side up. Nope. Blue is here. We can't take that. I had to get up early today for taking the second vaccine shot, so that's why I'm a bit on the sleepy side. Where's the... Here we go, 2 trebuchets from Teapot Master on the opposing side here. 2 trebuchets each, but looks like Teapot Master is gonna lose this castle because he's out of stone to repair. We'll have to buy stone now, otherwise this castle goes down. But so does the Italian's castle in the middle. And oh, are you telling... No, tell me this. Does it... Oh, it stays up! It stays up. 1 castle down in the middle for Alikog, who is still down 2k in score here. And now will find himself in a 2 vs 0 trebuchet fight. Feeling good after vaccine? I'm fine for now. Fine for now. A little bit dizzy, I think, or slight headache, but that's fine. Not feeling sick currently. Yeah, I think this is Teapot Master's game on the home map here. Trebuchet is now to contest this castle, and Alikog will be completely off wood here. And these villagers will have to walk a long way even to drop off. What are you doing? Go kill. Yeah, it's probably because of the castle. Still, though, Genoese crossbowmen never reaching the crucial mass here for Alikog. We have elite skirmishers to deal with them, and cavaliers in abundance behind this. 48 to 15 is the military count here, and is it a GG when this castle goes down, maybe? It's going to mean a lot of dead villagers here for Alikog. 28, 22 KD for Alikog thus far, but it's now 66-49 for Teapot Master and twice the military. 111 population to 69 total population. There is a decent chunk of Genoese here to deal with most of the cavalier, but there's still the elite skirmishers to snipe some of them as well. Yeah, good comeback from blue indeed. I think Alikog may be overextended or overinvested on the naval battles. And but this first castle Alikog had in the wood here was definitely definitely worth it. The castle in the middle, the stone investment paid off there. Uh-oh. Is she gonna do it? She's gonna do it. Chemistry is in, as you can see, flaming arrows. Yeah, she's gonna get help from the archers here. Oh, I don't know who got the last hit. But 1 Trev is down, at least. Teapot Master, 42 military, consistently producing knight, cavaliers and skirmishes here. Alikog hanging in here with 17 Genoese crossbowmen still, but that's about the only army that Alikog has, except for the fire galleys here. Eco looking rather low as well. 31 pop total. It is time to throw in the towel here and move on to the next game. Another castle down. GG well played is called. Alikog. Let's see. What was this? Alikog first. Teapot Master takes the second game. Yeah, Teapot Master evens it out to a 1-1 here on his home map Atakama, which means we'll be going to Alikog's map next. 170 to 100 KD, so a bit of hesitancy using the military early on there, but once it escalated in numbers, the game was in Teapot Master's hands. Probably, yeah, some relic gold here. Got the 4 relics, plus 4 attack for the Knights and Paladins. And good scouting. Later Imperial, but didn't really lose any terrain there. As Alikog couldn't or didn't queue trebuchets to deal with the capital Teapot Master, allowing Teapot Master to take the Trebs 4 and win the fight. 71 villagers max, 262 here, so better eco for Teapot Master in the end, and it goes to a 1-1 as mentioned. Let's find game 3. Islands! Alikog has spent the Italians, so he can't use Italians for islands. What's he going to use here? It's here, actually. It's Persians versus Saracens. So islands it is. Islands is basically nothing happening until the feudal age at least, so I'm going to take the liberty of fast forwarding a little bit here. So here's the same choices here. Teapot Master with the Persians. Good hybrid map sim, decent naval sim by all means as well, but they are lacking Bracer, which is huge for the Imperial Age naval fights, if any. So Persians have to win this one early. They do have faster working docks in the feudal age. Town centers and docks start working 10% faster, and 15% faster in Castle Age, etc. Twice the hit points as well. It's tough to take out Persian docks, but the big issue here is that Aliko with the Saracens here, not only does he have access to Bracer in Imperial Age, but he also has faster firing galleys as a bonus for the Saracens. So that means that Aliko, even with slightly later feudal age here, is in a good spot to take good fights with the range of the galleys here. He wants to... He is going fire galleys though. That is Byzantine's bonus, is faster firing fire galleys. For the Saracens, it is the regular galleys, the ranged ones that fire faster. Only one dock for the Saracens for now. But it looks like we're going to have an early landing here. Maybe it's just going to be a landing with archers on Teapot Master's Island, which is funny. That's a very early landing in that sense. Not going to bother playing water at all. It's just going to be a landing with range here and Teapot Master, since there's no danger at all here. It's planning to fight for water with 2 docks here. They do work faster for the Persians as well. So Teapot Master should be massing up the numbers more easily. Scouting, finding the enemy dock here, and reacting nicely here, pulling the fishing ships away. It's 2 fire galleys, 2-1 here. The problem here with the landing initiative of Alikog here is... Oh wait, there's an outpost, so never mind. Teapot Master sees the landing. Reacts with the barracks, but that's going to be denied by... Or delayed, sorry, by Alikog's initial scout. And the first archer could further delay the barracks as well. If you can't get the barracks up, you also can't make skirmishers, because you won't be able to build the range. Yeah, but it didn't get scouted until the foundations went up, right? And walls, they don't really keep Saracens out. Hur går det? Bra tack. See you in the chat. We don't want a division here, pounding down the outpost. So walls, house walls, stone walls. You could still hit some of the woodland here, and Teapot Master will need to relocate. And there's not really wood here to relocate. Horse collar. Is not of importance right now, so that was a bit confusing. It's good to have when you start making the farms, but surely Teapot Master doesn't need to yet. It has the fishing common water here. Yep, Alikog finds the woodline. Will keep making archers from 2 ranges here, and doesn't bother too much about the naval fighting here, because if he wins the land fights here, it should be perfectly fine moving on there. Fletching is in. Adding to the range and attack of the feudal age archers here, but in all honesty, Alikog could hit the weak point here, which is this house, and then break through and keep pushing further. Alternatively, you could use the... Well, we can't really with enemy fire galleys on the water, but you could still consider trying to use transport to move on the better side of the wall. Hey, wait. I keep missing key moments here. There was an overchop in the woodland that Alikog found moving in here. Teapot Master, panic stable here. Misclick, or is he planning a counter landing? I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, I guess he's thinking about Castlage and the Knights here with Persians, which makes sense because Persians they get bonus attack against archers. Tower goes up here. No, it doesn't. Or I mean, the tower will go up, but Alikog is here to sit underneath the watchtower most likely, and exploit the fact that towers have minimum range. Might risk getting trapped here eventually, so decent move there by Teapot Master. But look at all the idle worker eco efficiency we'll see here, and the archers could even take out the tower, and that's the only tower that Teapot Master can afford after having invested into stone walls as well. Could barely even repair the tower. That's gonna go down. Then Alikog will... Oh, that's actually not built, that foundation, so it's not trapped here. Stable goes up. Teapot Master not anymore in a position to go to the Castlage. Winning the water here, yes, for sure, for Teapot Master, but the big deal here being that Alikog already has landed and is doing significant damage. 14 villagers killed and counting for Alikog here, and doesn't even worry about moving close to the town center here because Teapot Master at that point didn't have villagers to garrison. Worker efficiency down to 26% for Teapot Master, and this looks like a very quick Castlage. No, quick game here for Alikog to win. Seems to have that early landing planned all along. A bit of mind games here. Blue belt scouts here. I don't think the Persian scouts get any bonus against the archers, but then of course you could... okay. You could of course try and transport scouts over to the enemy side, but Teapot Master doesn't really have a transport... Oh, dude, keep chasing! Alikog, what are you doing? That was 15 pre-villager kills right there. What am I witnessing? Don't lose track of the villagers. Aye. It's still 8 villagers lead for Alikog and twice the military. So I still believe in Alikog here, but why, oh why, idle the archers and not follow the villagers' movement here? I am confused. Scouts seem to be doing a little bit of work here. They're going to clean up small numbers of archers over here. No upgrades on the scouts, so there's a limit to how much they can accomplish, but they will most certainly be able to snipe reinforcements here. Hello? So peaceful. No combat sounds. Nothing happening. But the fact remains, it's 17 to 12 military. Teapot Master spent all the food here, so can't go Castlage at all, while Alikog is... Yeah, I could sell all the stone and buy Castlage here if the market is up, which it is. And... yeah, you'd argue that scouts are doing work here, but it's not nearly enough. They will deal with the forward buildings, but there's still archers here to just hit this area here, and the game is over for Teapot Master, because Teapot Master will then not be able to access wood. This is so confusing. Why aren't they working? I swear if Alikog loses this game, it's because of these archers not chasing the 15 villagers go to chop wood in the top side here. The docks are down, so you can't re-land, but looks like Alikog is planning to win back water now. He's massing up fire galleys. Could be that Alikog thinks that fire galleys also fire faster for the Saracens, since it says that galleys fire faster. Scouts, will they clean up here? They don't have any upgrades, so you could still hit and run with the archers, maybe exploit some choke points. And here is the mastermind move. The archers that have been hiding away and idling for a long while, they're here to snipe the rest of the scouts. But they're moving in the wrong direction. Yeah, you don't need TCS Saracens, you just use the market. Go here, please. Hello. Oh, it hurts. He even saw the villagers fleeing. Castle Age on the way, that should be meaning crossbows and Bodkin arrow as well. And Teapot Matter keeps making the scouts, delaying the Castle Age further and further. Could have been in the Castle Age 8 minutes ago, maybe, without doing the scouts. So. And there's the fish eco as well, of course, which Alikog will soon contest here with the newly acquired fire galleys here. Archer numbers vulnerable now because they're not really collected here. That mage somehow stayed up. Yeah, okay, nice choke point here for the archers. I'm sure Alikog is happy to see the scouts investment anyway, because that means that Teapot Master will be later to the next stage. Making galleys as well, going to go for naval domination here now. Alikog, Castle Age is in, Bodkin and crossbow is in. Also means another +1 attack against buildings for the Saracens archers, as Teapot Master just loves his scouts here and keeps committing to scouts as the army to deal with archers here. But what's going to do with when Bodkin and crossbow is in? These scouts are going to be even more useless in that regard. Yeah, crossbow is in, Bodkin is in. Fire galleys will deal with the dock here, and Teapot Master calls the GG. That's it. Alikog takes the 2-1 here in a rather peculiar Islands game, I have to say. And let's have a look at the stats before we go to game 4. Not that much more resource collected. Alikog with probably... Alright, 37 villagers max, but look at the total for Teapot Master. Much more villagers, faster working town center and docks as well, so better eco, surprisingly so. But this match could have been over 12 minutes ago if Alikog had chased these villagers here and getting those kills as well. Right, uptime 27:05, 8 PM, showing the Archer's micro here, most likely. Let's find game 4. So we're for another Teapot Master home map here. He's going for Gold Rush. Teapot Master with the Franks. Wanting to play scouts into knights here, most likely. And not to mention that Franks is a decent pick here, because Franks have cheaper castles. Up against Sicilians, which is a more peculiar pick, but why not? Sicilians, they construct castles 100% more quickly, so that makes it easier to rush up these castles if you need to and claim middle control here. Let's toggle a tiny bit of fast forward again, now that we have the civilizations out of the way. This is reminiscent of the Hidden Cup Gold Rush variant, I'd say. It's very easily wallable for a fast castle approach, or rush fast castle maybe. Although Teapot Master on top side has a more awkward map overall. Forward-ish berries, side back-ish berries for Alikog here, so less subject to the early aggression here. And yeah, it's going to call for a big wall here for Teapot Master to keep the economy safe here. Walling off already here with the Franks could be an indication of cheeky fast cattle attempt, but we'll see here. Slightly higher idle TC time. 17 seconds difference between the two here. And now out to try and find enemy location maybe. So Alikog with the Sicilians could certainly play the scouts as well, because Sicilian's units take less damage from counter units, so you could easily go for scouts. Then again, you're up against Franks, so scouts don't necessarily make sense. Could be that we're seeing a men-at-arms, 21 pop men-at-arms play here instead, but no investment on gold, so I guess it has to be the 21 pop scouts here. Teapot Master going greedy here with the walls to try and keep the aggression out here. Should move into enemy base once the fuel edge kicks in if it knows it's here. That's a different thing. Let's see. We'll see the house. Yep. This scout could actually deny or delay the stable here, which Alikog actually can't afford after having spent a little bit on walls here. Teapot Master now halfway, well, not halfway, but 1 minute 30 to go to the fuel age. Does not see the stable. Will maybe find the foundation, but you can't really stop it from going up when there are 2 villagers building it. Let's see if it sees the... Ah! 1 tile away! Come on! So I kind of like the way Alikog is walling here as well. It's compact. It might backfire if you're subject to heavy pressure. But if you compare it to Teapot Master's full walls here, which granted will keep the scouts out, it's more an investment, and it is much more awkward to quick wall behind when or if you need to. But back gold secure for Teapot Master, while Alikog's gold spots are much more awkward. Easily towered this one, or held away with archers or any ranged unit. Frank's cav archers maybe. And quite early blacksmith as well for the Sicilians here. Could this be scout archers or scout skirms? Now you wouldn't play scout skirms as Franks. That doesn't really make sense. Three scouts and counting for Alikog here, but looking at the enemy sides, there are walls everywhere. And the best you can do is just bang away at the walls and hope that Teapot Master won't be able to quick wall in time. Scouts do provide map control, though, so it's not a complete waste in the resource investment here. But I think at this point, when Alikog can't get in to deal actual damage to Teapot Master, it might be time to consider stopping the Scouts production. Blacksmith for Teapot Master here, and that is going to allow the Franks player to go Castle Age as soon as the food hits 800 here. Second stable for Alikog here. What's the plan here? Is he going to make more fuel edge scout, or is he just preparing for the Castle Age here? Not nearly enough farms here to afford the Castle Age. Oh, that's risky. That's risky. See, this is open, so this might be the next section of wall then. Huge head start to the Castle Age here for Teapot Master, and in a very good spot to deal solid damage to Alikog here with the Knights. Gold Rush equals wall a quarter of the map each. Yes, exactly. Scouts found their weak points here to the left side. They're trying their best to get in here. Hello? Are you at work? Are you at strike? Oh, he's gonna repair. Good boy. Put out that fire. Piece of wall up for Alikog here. It's open, or it's actually open now. It's a very, very easy quick wall for Alikog, but that doesn't change the fact that it is in fact open here. But it's mind games, of course. Teapot Master sees the piece of wall here, and Alikog just assumes that. No, sorry, Yeah, Teapot Master sees the piece of wall here and just assumes that there are walls to the side here. Cat Ledge is in. Means that Frank's Knights could clean up the scouts here. 30 pop castlage with only 8 farms. That's hardly. You need 5 farms alone just to sustain town center production. So this might be a bit of an over-ambitious fast castle for Teapot Mastery. It is costly to wall like this early on. And I guess the plan is quick and early middle control for Teapot Master here, because it's mining stone to drop a castle 5 on stone now, but that stone investment takes a lot of builders away from potential food income and farm production here, so Teapot Master is really getting a lot out of the early castle age here, barely making any knights, 1 stable producing, but as you can see the food count is just way too low. 7 of gold for 1 stable, that's fine for the knights, for 1 stable knights, but you still need I think it's 6 on food as well, maybe even 7 on food. Don't remember actually, but you definitely need more than 8 foods total to keep both TC and stables running. So Sicilians, after the new patch, they start with plus 300 stones. So if you have the wood for it, you could actually drop 3 town centers instantly with the Sicilians to get a massive move going to maybe catch up with the Franks here. Scouts, still at large here for Alikog, but obviously haven't been able to deal any real damage here. Spearman investment for the Sicilians here. Obviously expecting the Franks player to make knights. Wonder if they have husbandry there. They're chasing here. Spears, that's going to be an issue for Teapot Master here. Even if they're just spearmen, there's still 7 of them against 7 knights here with some scouts in between to sneak some hits. Alikog assuming some middle control here now, not going to make it easy for Teapot Master to drop a castle and claim the middle gold. So we have 8 Sicilian pikemen and counting, almost full pike investment here for Alikog. Making some knights as well, of course, and assuming the middle here. TC on the gold here already, establishing an eco advantage here. Not quite a lead yet, because Teapot Master did have that faster castle age after all. It's only a matter of time until either player gets a castle up in the middle here. Teapot Master with 650 stone here, no problem whatsoever to drop a castle here with the Franks, as long as you have army to back it. 10 builders to go build, deleting the house here. And yeah, that's the one going up in the middle. Let's see for the knights versus the... Okay, doesn't really take that. Doesn't attempt to castle yet. Reasonable call not to with the armies on the field here. Alikog 24 military, Teapot Master 14. Quick waltz here for Teapot Master to try and get this castle up, but seems to be failing a little bit here. This could be very well be a failed castle here that won't complete, because Alikog's knights are here to stop that, and that means no middle access for Teapot Master. Pathing sucks sometimes, and indeed it does, no question about it. The castle gets deleted, and now Teapot Master will need to buy stone. But the real issue here is that Alikog has the military domination, 22 military to 2 here, and that making a castle in the middle is just going to be all that more difficult now. Defensive castle at home now to at least defend this gold. That is not going to sustain the pranks for a long time though, and yeah, will be a significant map control advantage for Alikog here. It keeps, well, as a significant army lead here, and could now just boom into a quicker Imperial Age, deal with cattle, break in, raid, and game over. But we'll see. The Alikog on stone, yeah, 5 on stone now. So a castle will be in the making for the Sicilians soon enough. At this point, given the army advantage here, Alikog could actually place the cattle forward and just push the home base of Franks here, because he already has the map control, the midden control with the current armies here. Is that the first? No, not the first. Alikog killed 11 villagers because he killed the villagers building the castle, of course. That's the 11th villager kill of the game. I'm not loving the resource usage here. There's definitely room for more units for production deer, pikes, and knights. You want to capitalize on the army lead that you already have here. With the cattle up here for Teapot Masters, making the throwing axemen, getting bearded axe. For the already existing axeman here, that's a response to the pikeman. I think it's a bit too early to get bearded axe, so it's nice to get the blacksmith upgrades, but for that unique technology to really pay off with the extra range, whatever it provides, you want to have more numbers. TC at number 4 for Alikog here. Am I smelling a First Crusade here on the way? 5,000 enters to max out on the First Crusade, instant 35 military units, infantry units. That's not going to work well against throwing axemen, but still it's nice and arguably gimmicky move for the Sicilians. Lots of resources in the bank here, producing out of only 2 of the town centers. But with great map control here with the army presence and actually spreading out the armies here. I think it means to just have presence overall, not to allow Teapot Master to place a sneaky castle somewhere to claim some gold access before they are in Imperial Age and can start contesting each other's castles with trebuchets. Here comes the first castle for Alikog here. Gonna protect at least this gold, a little bit of this one as well maybe. And Teapot Master just trying to establish an economy here and not fall too far behind, extending the farm economy, harvesting more stone maybe for another castle, and committing to throwing axemen as the unit of choice here. Yeah, Stonewall's here to keep knights and pikes out. That's gonna work for a while, of course, but as soon as Alikog has the food economy to click to Imperial Age here, Trebs or Siege Rams for the Sicilians should have no trouble dealing with the walls. And the middle is what it's all about here. Let's see if the Teapot Master's gold axis here is 10 on gold on this pile. I'm guessing the other one is, yeah, it's depleted, right? So gold is going to become a huge issue for Teapot Master here, who's currently committing it to Troy Axeman, going Imperial Age. So 72 villagers Imperial Age here. We'll be able to afford maybe 1 or 2 trebuchets here and some army to defend them. But in sheer knights numbers here, Alikog has a distinct advantage and also lots of pikemen to deal with Teapot Master's own knights here. I think when you have this mass of knights as well, always going Imperial Age as well, actually just 20-30 seconds behind here, it is going to take some serious effort for Teapot Master to reclaim the map here and gain middle access. Barracks here for pikemen, no doubt for Teapot Master, but remember these are Sicilian knights. They take 50% less bonus damage from the counter units like pikemen. Oh, arson. I guess that might apply to the ranged melee attack of the throwing axeman to take out buildings more quickly. But it only helps against buildings though, and you're not really going to take out buildings with Frank's pikemen or halberdiers here. It could be that halberdier will be affordable, which would be better against the military numbers currently on the field. There it is, Imperial Age for the Franks, but Alikog just a few seconds behind. The resources though, so many resources in the bank that could and should be spent here. This is easily, I don't know, 40 more knights here, 10 more knights, 10, 15, 20 more knights, 20, no, much more. Hauberg, that's the unique technology giving the knights extra pierce armor. They're really leaving each other alone for a long time here now. Teapot Master is certainly allowed to stabilize here, but they should be losing this castle to Trebuchet soon enough now that the Imperial Age is in for both players. Cavalier for the Sicilian player, Handcart, Halberdier as well, which Sicilians also get. But blind to the throwing axeman investment for now, so I guess the Halberdiers will struggle against the axemen, but with the mass of Cavalier, I think Alikog still has this one in the pocket. That's 11 villagers lead for Alikog, but then there's Handcart to Handcart. Yeah, no significant advantage there. Elite throwing axeman for Teapot Master. At least we're getting to see the cool axe throwing boys here. University, possibly for bombard cannon, possibly for I'd say chemistry, but I don't think that applies to the ranged melee attack of the throwing axeman. So Alikog is closing in on Popcapped here, is producing mainly villagers, but a little bit of Cavaliers and Halberdiers as well, just matting up for the big deadly push here. Just playing with his food here and allowing Teapot Master to stabilize a bit before just finishing it off here. Stone walls to the sides here, Teapot Master doesn't want any sneaky raids to come in here. Trebuchets are out, or Trebuchet getting hoardings, that's a good one for the castles to last quite a bit longer against Trebuchet's pushes. Let's see how much that actually gives the castle here. Yeah, 1000 more hit points for the castle. But we have 3 trebuchets from Alikog pushing from the hill here. And that castle is long gone, even with hoardings here. No more throwing axemen from that castle for Depot Master, and the Trebs should just target the house now, allow the Cavaliers to enter, and here we go. And the axemen are entering, but the Halberdiers are in the back, not in the front. Hey, the Axemen are doing decent work against the cavalry as well, but if Alikog gets us around here, that is the end of all of Teapot Master's army. Severely housed as well now after losing one castle. Could lose the other one soon enough here to the trebuchets pushing. Halberdiers just pointing away, and Teapot Master's response to the Halbraids, they are over here. That's GG. Alikog takes the 3-1, and congratulations on the side event win to Alikog here. Quick browse through the stats. I'm going to take a small break and then we'll go to the. Is it the second division? Yeah, I think it's the second division next. GG well played, comparable, equals here, all things considered. Military situation being the deciding factor here, with more kills, mainly villagers for Alikog here, and twice the army high. Full control of the map, using a military to control the map. And a big move, stopping the castle from going up for Teapot Master, of course. Yeah, GG. I'll be right back for the next casting set. All right, I'm back. Let's go with Division 2, Game 1 here. Kiln there's Young Upgrade. I'm gonna struggle a little bit with that name, but we'll get it working. I'll just fix the names and stuff here. Should be good to go. Here, overlay about to switch. No. Here we go with Young Upgrade versus Knleck. Young Upgrade did decent in the previous 1v1 tourney, if I don't remember too wrongly. I don't remember where Young Upgrade ended. I think he made it to the semifinals at least, or even the finals, was it? For the previous 1v1 event, but I'll need to be corrected in that one if my memory doesn't serve me correctly. So yeah, a classic Arabia matchup here between Mayans and Chinese, both very strong civilizations overall and strong for open land maps with China like Arabia for their flexibility and good economy. Chinese starting with 3 extra villagers, which means you'll have to focus heavily on food to begin with and try not to get housed. 4-stop food to keep going because you will have a little bit of idle time lacking any food whatsoever to start. But Young Upgrade seems to be familiar with the Chinese here. 29 seconds idle time for now, ticking away a little bit more, but nothing too serious. 3 villagers, the starting extra villagers of Chinese, that is equivalent to 75 seconds of TC working time. So as long as you are at less than 1 minute 25 seconds, no, 1 minute 15 seconds of idle time, is it? Then you have should have a lead over the opponent if they have 0 idle time whatsoever, because you don't need to produce these villagers, being the Chinese, these 3 starting extra villagers. So what we'll do here, it is not unlikely that both will be going for an archer's approach here. Chinese straight archers maybe, given their sort of awkward starting economy, lacking food and also lacking 50 wood, so it's a bit harder to get the barracks and to get an infantry opening going. While Mayans could open Rush or Men-at-Arms or straight archers, depending. That's their 3 go-to options here. Rush would make sense here for a wall off and fast castle for the Mayans, but we'll see. Are we going to cast the other 2 division finals in the future? Yeah, I think so. I couldn't really tell if they were played or not, but they probably are at this point. Could do a quick look here actually. I was looking at the results and I just picked these because they seem to be finished. Oh, there we go. Yeah, right. You played versus Kempero at Div 3, and I don't see a Division 1 anywhere, so that probably isn't played yet. But yeah, it would be nice to cover all of them, since I'm kind of at it here already. I'm keeping an eye out for the 2v2 as well. Mintuka, hello! ELO range are 1400, 1500s, 1300s, I'm not sure. Oh, much higher, much higher. Sorry. 1600s Minduka, it seems to be, so fairly solid. Division 1 yet to be played, good to know. I'll probably collect them on the same day as well. Here comes the barracks for the Mayans. Connect with the timing of men-at-arms here, if you ask me, because he didn't click the feud age yet. We'll be going to gold with the last 2 remaining villagers, presumably. There we go, yeah. force dropping a bit of food there to get that fuel age. That's gonna cost some idle TC time. While young upgrade is here with 22 pop. Is he planning the scouts maybe? Second lumber camp on the woodland, walling off the side here. And so far only food investment. Definitely not going to go any infantry style here by the looks of it. So that's going to be scouts for the Chinese. Scouts versus Vessel Civilization. Not all that commonly seen, but I mean it could still work. Kilneck is far from full wall at this point, and Young Upgrade is on point with the scouting as well to see that the barracks is here, sees the flag, knows that men-at-arms are to be expected with the uptime timing here. Out pops the militia, aka Angry Housewives on my channel. And wait. Not moving forward just yet. Eagle Scout on point here. Young Upgrade with the panic walls here, wanting to keep that investment out. Great walls, so nice back gold here. Woodline safe. Woodline stand safe. 2 golds within these very compact walls at home for Young Upgrade. It's an amazing home base compared to Kilneck, who at least has the back gold, but not really any safe back woodlines. Yeah, decent walling here to keep the aggression out, I'd say. You could always relocate this woodline over here as well, if you're in a pinch. Walls do go up in time for Young Upgrade here, so that keeps the men-at-arms out, and if they should break in there, they still need to pass dangerously close to Town Center Fire. Young Upgrade is in the fuel age, so the Palisade walls will have 250 hit points, not the 150 that the Dark Age walls have. Producing the archers, straight archers here for the Chinese. I was talking about the scouts, but of course, straight archers makes sense to deal with an infantry opening like this. And you don't need to stress going to gold to task your builders as you go up to the fuel age when you're going for the straight archers. Playing it safe here, fully walled behind. Yeah, the home base here could become an issue if Kelneck gets to the gas stage sooner and can start pushing with siege against the Chinese here, but currently Young Upgrade hasn't taken a single loss. Neither of them have. But also the men-at-arms investment is in vain here for Kelneck, not really doing anything else than weaken a little bit of walls here. Yeah, and I was just wondering, I guess it's committing them to scouting the area for some more vision, looking for other places. I guess you should attack the house here to force repairs, and it's easier to break through houses than palisades. Archers here make it awkward to quick wall behind for Young Upgrade, but there are archers of Young Upgrade's own here. Neither player has fletching, so no significant advantage there to be taken. Farm eco extending here for Young Upgrade. Let's see how their setups are pretty similar. A bit fewer farms for the mines. then again, mines resources, all mines resources last longer, so that's benefiting a little longer. And you can tell it from the berries as well. Young upgrades berries are about to deplete here, while Kilnek still has almost one full bush to go. Yeah. Again, attempting to break through here. I mixed in some skirmisher, or one skirmisher as well, which I think is a good call when you see only archers on the behind, splitting up the forces to try and find other places to hit. Good scouting here for Kilnek to know where to potentially hit and idle a little bit of woodlines, but the fact remains that no real damage has been done here by Kilnek, and Kilnek did invest more into the feudal age with the men-at-arms. However, eco-wise, slightly behind the villagers because Young Upgrade has only 45 seconds of idle TC time here. So playing into the Chinese extra villagers' strength and bonus here, and also as a result going up earlier to the gas stage. Earlier crossbow, important in the timings here in what's essentially an archer's battle here between the players. Then again, Chinese with their wide tech 3, they have access to knights. Camels don't apply here, but they could still go knights in the gas stage. Make a surprise switch against the Mayans here and force a reaction that way. But of course, when you've committed to the archers and have 2 ranges, or 1 range already with decent amount, you want to double up on those numbers and just keep production going until you have a nasty bowl of crossbows to later become arbalesters in the Imperial Age as well. There's the cast stage for your upgrade, now free to move out with the Mayans player at 1 minute 30 seconds to go up here. Definitely some damage potential here, slightly behind the numbers, but that's a good old mix of units here for Kilnek, so the archers numbers in itself are higher for Young Upgrade by small margins here. It is 2 ranges for both players. They're both committing to archers, so Kilnek will have to be very careful with his numbers here to engage until that castle kicks in. 3 ranges for the Mayans, though. The Mayans have cheaper archers, they have an easier time massing them than the Chinese in that sense. And Young Upgrade is in. This could be devastating for the Mayans. Looking at 18 archers here soon to, well, still need to become crossbows, but it's right around the corner. Panic Tower on the goal, but it goes up in time here. Certainly lots of idle worker time as a result of that. But at least semi-defending the gold here. Good crossbows forward here by Young Upgrade, Young Upgrade, but also going to find some enemy crossbows and an overchop at the home base here. And now most of the crossbows are forward, so this is going to be tough for Young Upgrade to defend here. They're basically mirroring each other's forward here. This defensive TC on the gold is saving a lot of villagers for Young Upgrade on this side though. And oh, that wasn't crossbows actually, it was mainly men-at-arms. Losing all of the Chinese crossbows. That's a game-changing fight right there. Good defense from Kilnek. Even losing a few villagers in the engagements here gets out on top on this one. By the looks of it, 1 town center to 2 though. So Young Upgrade should be capitalizing on the villager lead here now with consistent production, and that shouldn't be any issue whatsoever with the food income currently. I'm suspecting a 3rd TC might be going up in this area when it's when the wood count allows for that, but currently Young Upgrade needs to replenish numbers, of course. But 2 ranges, to 3 for the Lions. That is dangerous, assuming they both keep consistent production here, but right now it's only Young Upgrade producing and taking a good fight here against some of Kilnick's stray forward units. Just gonna fix the draft and everything here. We're both losing focus there. Don't think I missed anything important. And here comes the TC on the woodland to secure some more wood and the stone here, suggesting that a castle might be in the long-term planning of Young Upgrade here. There are some natty hills quite close to home base here to be secured. This one comes to mind, maybe in the third gold here would be something of importance. There's an opening here now, but that should also be crossbows or not, that should be a fairly easy quick wall, but these crossbows take Young Upgrade by surprise here. Young Upgrade may or may not have spotted that villager. Yeah, that siege workshop. Oh, good call, pulling the villager further away for Young Upgrade. It is 3,000 to 1 though, so it's 62 villagers now to 48. Consistent production as said. So Young Upgrade basically just needs to survive here. Safe gold, semi-safe woodline here, and wood over here, all covered by town centers. Getting the back one as well, that's really hard to reach for the Mayans crossbow, if reachable at all. So this is certainly good reactions and defense from Young Upgrade. Good from both players, honestly. But the fact that Kilnick is still on 1 TC is going to be hurtful in the long run as Young Upgrade's triple TC boom is kicking in, facilitating Imperial Age with a much stronger economy and presumably a big ball of arbalists to finish it off. This could be a big loss of crossbows for Young Upgrade again though, because here comes Kilnick's crossbows from the forward, moving back home here. It will be good trades for Young Upgrade here until the rest of the group joins in, but now, alright, yeah, good reaction. Pulling the crossbows back away, and there's even a hill here to take if you're forced to fight here. Kilnick is not messing around here, dropping a town siege workshop forward here. But yeah, that gets denied by a couple of stray crossbows here. One defensive mangonel for Young Upgrade here, just in the event any crossbows come this way. And Kilnick splitting up the forces here to chase 8, 14, crossbows to 14. That's convenient numbers, maybe I checked here. And yeah, they both have ballistics, so no significant advantage here. The big advantage is in Young Upgrade with a much better micromanagement here. 82 villagers to 30 villagers lead for the Chinese, and matching in military numbers. (114) total population to 81 here. I thought the siege workshop gets delayed or denied for Kilnick here, so we're not going to see any defensive mangonels from Kilnick quite yet. Lots of also gold in the bank for the Mayans player. Still, well, just about to build a second town center here to maybe even things out a little bit. Mayans have great eco, but not that great that you can stay on 1 TC for unlimited time and not fall behind to Chinese that arguably have a very strong economy. In a sense, Young Upgrade has had the eco lead the whole game here, with the 3-star extra starting villagers and idle TC time quite low here overall for both players, but considering that we have had 3 town centers booming here for Young Upgrade and only 1 minute 7 seconds idle TC time, that's a very good boom, resulting in a good eco lead here, since there's little idle TC time for Kilnick as well, but fewer TCs overall. Here comes the mentioned castle investment here, and crossbows to back it, of course, and mangonels, more importantly. A couple of big mangonel shots here could totally change or end the game here for Young Upgrade, who already has the eco lead. Let's see. 39 to 38 military. They both have siege. They both have crossbows. They have exact same numbers of crossbows. And there's one more mangonel, but that could be a 1-for-2 shot for Kelnick here, unless the young upgrade is paying attention. 1-for-1. That's fine. Tries to chase, but pulls back towards the castle, maybe to repair the mangonel. And a monk collecting a relic as well. TC number 4 going up to the side on a wood line for more ease of wood access, and now just 50 food away from that Imperial Age click with Kelnick with only 4 on food. We'll have to buy Imperial Age here to keep up with the Chinese here. Oh, almost. Oh, nice micro for young upgrade there, taking out the mangonel and then backing off towards the castle again. And now even a forward town center from young upgrade here on a neutral stone, dangerously close to Kelnick's castle here. But we do have Imperial Age well on the way for young upgrade here, basically meaning that bad fight pre-imp. I mean, yes, you can afford losing some numbers, but there's a castle 3 tiles back here. That's clearly young upgrade's attention is somewhere else at this point, probably at the forward happening in his home base. Ooh. Doesn't change the equal though, 111 to 65, and young upgrade, yeah, has some decent scouting and must have known that Kelnick was 1 TC for a long time here. Now it's 5 TCs to what's soon to be 3 for young upgrade. We have 4 rangers producing and the crossbow numbers lead increasing for young upgrade here to, excuse me, eventually become Arbalesters here. I don't know what happened there. Was that one mangonel? Sorry, I need to see that again. It was a 1-for-1 mangonel. It looked like both were red for a moment there. Imperial Age is in. This castle won't go up, at least not yet, because Kelnick has some crossbows here to deny it. But we have Arbalester on the way, and once gold allows, we'll probably have Bracer as well. I'd actually consider selling some food here. That's exactly what young upgrade does to afford Bracer as well. And sooner rather than later we'll be seeing Chemistry kicking in as well. Mild player on the way to Imp, but doesn't really stand a chance here. It's 118 villagers to 69. It's 3 times the ability for young upgrade. This game is in young upgrade's hands, who already has Arbalest and very soon Bracer and Chemistry in. First Treb is out, more mangonels joining in as well, and now a stable, just in case Kelnick goes for skirmishers defense, I'd assume. A heal bonus here for the trebuchets to deal even more damage as the castle is attacked here. Second trebuchet on the way out, and this castle is up as well. Could use that to queue even more trebs if need be. But there's the GG. Young upgrade takes the first win against Kelnick here. Let's have a look at the statistics. Yeah, look at that equal lead. Massive equal lead for Young Upgrade here. Seems to be the better macro player for sure. 50 more villagers, and then the APM chart. Spiking at 180, there has been lots of actions happening at that point. It's game efficient APM, isn't it? So it's not really actual efficient APM. It's still a little bit interesting to see. Game 2, On Land Madness! from Fair Sims Cup. So it's not only the Open Classics maps, but also Fair Sims Cup maps for Land Madness. This should be wild. I see we have Magyars versus Franks here. So we'll presumably see a lot of scouts here. Maybe Magyars Cav Archers if it gets to it. But that remains to be seen. So on the right hand side here, quite open. It's called Land Madness for a reason. It's supposed to be full on action and aggression and madness. You see this river here, or icy river rather, that prevents you from building. So it's not easy. You can't easily pull wall your base because there will always be one tile gap here. You could still small wall your lumber camp once you chop some trees and get some more space and eventually add town centers. But generally speaking, it's tough to defend your economy early on. You'll have to have army to defend it, and that's the beauty of Land Madness. It is, in fact, going to be madness here, I think. I'm expecting lots of scouts here. There's not really any reason to go for a Drush or Men-at-Arms slow opening, at least not for these civilizations. If you'd been an archer civilization, you could do straight archers, of course, maybe something sneaky like 18 pop straight archers with Mongols, which is an opportunity, but in this case, that's not going to happen. Berries for deer, 2 patches of berries for both players, actually, and neutral berries as well, by the looks of it. I've never really seen them put to great use, but they're there, just in case you want to use those. So what are the strengths here? I mean, Magyar is one of the civilizations that can actually contest the Franks in terms of scouts, because Magyars get forging for free and instantly once they reach the next stage. So that's +1 attack for the Magyars against the Franks with the stronger scouts, at least initially before Bloodlands, because Franks get +20% hit points on their cavalry units starting feudal age. Franks will want to get to the castle age, though not play extended feudal age against Magyars, because if it comes down to a big scouts fight and Magyars get Bloodlands and they both have the upgrades, then Magyars will have 65 hit points to the Franks 54, so that's not playing into Franks' advantage. Ooh. Young upgrade. It's going for the... yeah, okay, it has to be because of the deer. Seems weird to go for the forward berries first here when there's berries in the back, but there's the deer. But he's pushing the deer anyway, so why not just take the back berries here? That was a bit confusing. So look at the other base now and have a look at the scouting. Kellnek haven't found the enemy location yet. Obviously, Young Upgrade hasn't either, committing the scout to pushing in deer here for added food boost. They're both likely going to do that. Well, Kellnek is milling the deer as well, but these berries and hunt are in the back of Kellnek's base. So that's a better map generation for Kellnek here for sure. So ILT's at only 1 second for your Young Upgrade here. 6 seconds for Kellnek, nothing too significant, but it's still 5 seconds. And given that Franks harvest berries more quickly as well, it's actually not not being taken advantage of by Young Upgrade yet. I guess Hunt is arguably more efficient still. They're going to have similar uptimes here, 20 pop scouts, but with 5 seconds more idle time for Kellnek, that's 5 seconds later to the scouts. Shouldn't matter too much. Doesn't provide for any significant power spike in that regard. Second lumber camp going up for both players as well, pretty standard scouts build order here. Except Kellnek didn't take the hunt yet, it's been taking the berries instead, as you'd think that the Franks would do, but anyway. Looks like Young Upgrade has... did not place the barracks yet. And I was so low on wood, but maybe the walling investment that takes its toll on things here. I mean, as long as you build the barracks before you are at 65% or something to the field age, you're fine. Here it comes for Kilnick and also for Young Upgrade here, so very much a mirrored Scouts play so far in the game. Village in for both, stables going up for both, we'll presume, and maybe Spearman in the queue for both as well, only for Kilnick. But being the Magyars to get that +1 attack, also applying to the Spearman, it's also easier for Magyars to defend here. Preparing for the opponent scouts here from the Young Upgrade. Small walls on the wood line seems efficient enough. I don't know where she's going. She should have been completing these maybe, but yeah. Living their own life here. Woodline's perfectly safe for Young Upgrade by the looks of it. Spearman defense for Kelnick, keeping the eco somewhat safe as well. And the scouts numbers slightly ahead for Young Upgrade, but nothing too significant here. Fine ability to 3, but Young Upgrade now housed. We'll need to scramble a house here rather quickly. That's going to cause some idle TC and idle worker time for Young Upgrade. Doesn't need to be in a hurry to complete the house here. They're both hitting each other with scouts, but it is 4 scouts to 3, so Young Upgrade advantage. Oh, finds the woodland. No quick walls possible here for Kilneck. He's trapped. He's going to lose at least 1 builder here, maybe 2. Ah, maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see how the blocking ability of Young Upgrade here. Yeah, definitely getting 1 here. Almost 2. Is he getting 2? Yeah, he's committing. He's getting 2 kills. Barely any scout HP lost. Nice. Good not snipe the farm. That's fine. That's 2 villagers down for Kilnick. Nice scouts micro, and Kilnick will need to pull these scouts back now to keep up with the speed of Frank's scouts here, as Young Upgrade is queuing more scouts and keeping spears defensively at home to keep the core resources safe here. I guess this guy is going to the berries. Good Frank's offensive here. Good lead now for Young Upgrade after being housed, getting a bit of idle TC time here, but now at 27 to 25 villagers here over his opponent through 2 kills. Cloud's not able to do much more here. Farm's not really exposed. They're close to a TC. Weak villager though, so it could still have been another kill for Young Upgrade here. Finds a stray villager. Oh, I hate it when that happens. He tries to find a way into the woodline here, but it's obviously closed. Can't really get there. And another villager down for Kelnick here, who is counter-attacking. But quick walls and spearman keeping the danger out for Young Upgrade yet again. A great defense from the red player here. Also, +1 attack doesn't help you when you are outnumbered 4 to 1 here, so that's another kill for Your Upgrade. 5 KD, 3 villagers killed here. Strong advantage so far. Kellex floating some wood, but dropping the second stable and gonna drop some more farms, presumably here. Could cure more spears if need be, but he does have 4 of them. might be enough to keep the further aggression at bay here. This is Kilnick's home map, so must be some plan with my guards here for sure as well. Was that a kill? No, it was just plain annoyance here. Young upgrade, preparing for the cat state transition now, still keeping it somewhat open here, but Spearman close to the gold income here shouldn't be any... Unless Kilnick makes a switch into some kind of ranged unit, there's not much to be done about the gold income here with scouts. Spearmen fighting each other here. Similar numbers, but +1 attack for the Magyars. Should win in equal numbers there, but enter the scouts to get some pokes in on the spearmen and just shifting the favors of the battle there. More spears. We're not going to see cancellation anytime soon here. This is full on feudal at the 18th.5 minute here. Oh, is it a trap? Spearman. Oh, it's going to deal with the rest of the scouts now. Nice. 18 military to 6 now for young upgrade. 13.5 KD. And what's the Magyars player doing? Double stable scouts here. Magyar scouts are cheaper, so it's easier to remass them, but with 10 spearmen total for young upgrade, Magyar scouts won't be able to do too much here. I see an archers addition from young upgrade as well. I thought it was for the castle transition, but this is archers, double range archers. Perfect. That makes renders enemy spearmen useless as well. And archers could snipe both scouts and spearmen, so that's a good addition for young upgrade here for the extended feudal age with the Franks. Can snipe farms here, no problem. Gonna kill... actually, I only gets one of them. So I guess that's fine. Kilnick gets away with the wood this time around. So the archers are out. They're gonna try and snipe some spears here, or at the very least weaken them. 22 military to 14, solid military lead for young upgrade. Again with the eco lead behind this as well, but not a significant one as Kilnick has wheelbarrow behind this. Yeah, half a minute more idle TC time Kilnick, which explains the slight lead for young upgrade even without wheelbarrow here, but it is about to kick in. So yeah, in fact it is a 3 or 4 villagers lead for young upgrade here. Big mess of a fight, but Kilnick is coming out on top here, mainly due to that +1 attack. Wait, they both attack as well. I guess it's Bloodline. No, it's not Bloodlines. It's just a very good fight for Kilnick here. I don't know what happened there, how we cleaned that up so easily, but that's a great engagement. However, young upgrades are now only missing 350 food for the Castle Age, and will be able to go... I think stable still makes sense. Double stable knights here for the Franks, because the Magyars player is far behind. But we'll see how it progresses. So 10 scouts to 10 archers, 5 scouts, 12 spearmen still. 27 village to 15 here for young upgrade. That's Kilnick gets housed and will have some more idle TC time here. That is comparable amongst the players though. So the villager difference is kind of evening out here. Situation is evening out aside from the fact that young upgrade is up and Kilnick will be going Castle Age shortly. Yeah, 1 minute difference there. But young upgrade with what seems to be a... Is it a better eco setup? It's more farms for Kelnick here. Having spent less food on the scouts, Magyar scouts 15% cheaper. But the archers, they will become crossbows, and then... I'm not sure what young upgrade does here. I don't see any... Wait, that's the second stable. Yeah, so he's gonna do knight crossbow here. That's what I thought he might. And a very good window of opportunity to do some damage with those crossbows as well, considering 1 minute lead to the next age here. That should render the scouts useless, and Kelnick will need to rely on knight's masses with that instant +2 attack for the Magyars. Haslage is in, and pulling the archers back to make sure crossbow and bodkin can get in before moving out. We also have knights in production here, and being a gap against the Magyars here, I'd say young upgrade should rush the attack upgrade, if not just relying on numbers here. I guess with crossbows in the mix, it doesn't make that much of a difference because the Magyar player will only have the attack and not necessarily the +2 defense instantly. Yeah, lacking some gold here. Getting light cab, but that's probably because of the 11 scouts already on the field. That could level out any differences. Here is 40 villager to 18 though, so young upgrade in a good spot here with 3 more villagers total as well. Just now getting husbandry, so the cavalry will be moving faster, but this could be a very deadly and dangerous forward here with 20 crossbows and 5 knights and counting here from what is currently 1 stable producing, but will soon enough be 2. Think about having crossbows in the mix here as well. It means that small walls around the core resources, that's kind of useless because the crossbows will just shoot over the walls and take him out. Lots of idle eco here for Kelnick. Not looking pretty, but hanging in there. For now, it is Kelnick's home map after all. Worker efficiency down to 34%. Oh, that's a good... Oh, the scout movement there blocked the knights from moving for a moment, so the crossbows got quite a few free shots in here. This is good value from young upgrades. Crossbow forward here. You're gonna snipe most of the RBs here. Kelnick down to... Yeah, losing all the light cav here. Going for the archers as well, actually. So maybe they had similar plans here to go knights crossbow, double gold combination. But young upgrade 33 mil to 14 here now, and establish it in an eco lead as well. Third TC going down on the gold here. Already one at berries and stone here, and mining stone now for a get out of my game forward castle here on the gold, presumably here. The damage has been done though. 10 builders killed by young upgrades, and that is the GG. 2-0 for young upgrades. We'll be going to another one on Kelnick's home map, which is going to be islands again. Okay, so we're gonna have a look at the statistics and then go to game 3 on islands. (9:18 to 9:26) on the idle time, making the difference between the two. 20 pop up for the scouts here. Builders 60 to 45 in the end. 50 builders created more for young upgrade, but didn't lose a single one. Says something about the defense approach of young upgrade. There, solid stuff against a presumably equally skilled player. Looking at their ELOs, but these aren't your regular go-to rank maps, so strategic planning will of course pay off more as well. Let's see for game 3. Supposed to be islands. Here it is. So we have the classic island civilization here, Portuguese versus Italians, no big surprise there. Portuguese able to turtle out on islands to survive, but victorious when the wood and all resources run out on land. So that's why Portuguese, one of the reasons why Portuguese are frequently picked for islands. They also have lots of naval bonuses, both of these civilizations. Portuguese with 30% faster researched text, or is it discount? I never remember, but both have significant advantages for. I think Italians has research speed and Portuguese have cheaper techs or something like that. Portuguese have cheaper warships, if I remember correctly, as well, and they also spend less gold on gold units. So lots of potential here. We'll see who comes out on top, but since it's islands, I'll take the liberty of fast forwarding a little bit because the Dark Age is really uneventful on these maps. There's not really. I don't play naval maps a lot myself, so I don't have so much to talk about otherwise as far as unit compositions go either. Portuguese do have a unique technology, Carac, for their ships, giving them extra armor on their warships. So that could play a big strategic role here. And yeah, otherwise we'll just see. Backdock here for young upgrade, indicating possibly a straight galleys play here and not the fire galleys, but not necessarily so. Here's the fuel H, third dock going up for Kilneck. For the time being, it's only 2 docks for young upgrade, but definitely going for the galleys here, adding in a demo as well, expecting Kilneck to go for the fire galleys here with the Italians, and correctly so. They both have, well, it's 5 fish to 4, so no significant difference in the fish economy here. Of course, with the galleys like this, you want to wait before engaging until you have a decent chunk of galleys to make it easier to snipe fishing ships and enemy galleys. Kilnick here taking the long way around. I must know that the enemy island is here, but expecting a backdock maybe. Why are both the fire galleys here going here though? You don't really know. Yeah, there we go. Realize this, it's probably no docks on the top side here. It has to be somewhere else. But it wants to go for a. This is. No, we have 5 fire galleys to 3 galleys here, so young upgrade outnumbered already here. That's 3 docks to 2 here, which makes a difference here. 1 demo raft hit and a decent amount of galleys, and you could level out the differences here though. Looks like Kilnick wants to go for a kind of a surround here with 1 fire galley going on this side. Maybe that one is there to snipe fish, and the others are just about to spot the enemy docks here. Young upgrade pulls back and has now how many galleys? 5 galleys to 5 fire galleys here, but this is definitely a choke point for the demo. Oh, that could be an amazing demolition raft hit. Amazing. And another demo in the making. This could switch up things quickly here. Yeah, 1 fire galley goes down just like that. And galleys on either side here to hit and run. Another demo. Oh, that's a fantastic fight for young upgrade here. No rookie to islands by the looks of it. 2 military to 7, just like that for young upgrade, as another demo ship comes out to, I don't know, it's probably going to come in handy against the next wave of fire galleys here. Galleys moving out here, finds a villager on the shoreline. You build the houses on the shoreline on naval and island maps for a reason. It's to provide some vision just in case the enemy decides to land on you. So that's why they're doing this. I think your upgrade wants to check if there are any back docks here, but all the military has been coming from this direction, so there's reason to assume that that this is where the docks are placed. Don't think he has it scouted. Fletching is in, important one for galleys. It's the blacksmith upgrade for the ships, but only the attack, the range, the fletching, not the defense. Yeah, the hit and run potential of the galleys here is huge. You don't want to move too close to the enemy fire galleys, of course, because they will eat up your galleys just like that if you allow them to get close enough. But currently looks decent. And if you're wondering why I'm not thanking HOS 00312 Dash, it's because that's one of these view bots that are infecting Twitch channels all over the world these days. So I'm not going to do much about that other than hopefully banning that account. Kellek gets the cast age here, will be getting Careening and War Galley immediately here. Great eco for the Italians to be able to afford both of that. It's the fish eco that has been undisrupted the whole way here. Fire galleys in large numbers here now, and that will render Young Upgrade at a potential disadvantage here, but the fire galleys of Kellek are also spread out, and here comes not just one but two Demolition Raft to get a hit in there. There's one. Two ships for one, fantastic demo hit. And yeah, galleys minding their own business here. They're going to get the better end of this fight for sure. It's not an insignificant number of fire galleys here though, and Kellek is getting good engagements here as well, but now War Galley is into Young Upgrade as well. Another demo, is he going to get another juicy shot here? Nah, not this time. Only hits one ship. You usually want to hit more than one ship when you're investing into demolition ships. But again, the hit and run micro here, Bodkin Arrow is of course in and now chasing the Fire Galleys. We're leaving Young Upgrade at a... Actually, not the military leader, is quite similar, but demos at perfect spots yet again for Young Upgrade here, and that's exactly what... Oh, 4 ships for 1! Amazing hits here. Kellek is being outplayed here with the masses losing so much here, but sending in another wave. See, this is where the KD starts to get significant here. Young Upgrade with the demolition ships investment. They go up in smoke once they hit something, of course, but if they can get decent trades, that saves you. Or takes out a lot of enemy units, which means that the enemy has been investing more gold and resources into the production than you yourself are doing. So that's certainly a way of taking an advantage on maps like this where resources are limited. Lots of fish, of course, but then there's only so much wood and stone and gold across the map. At least when playing on standard resources like these guys are doing. There is a concern here, but not an immediate one for Young Upgrade here. Until it becomes a galley fight or something, but Young Upgrade doesn't have careening, so lacking some armor for the ships. I don't think that applies against fire galleys, so it's only against ranged fire, like galleys versus galleys. Dock count is 4 for both of them. Wait, it's 5 for the Italians actually, so that explains the ease of reproduction here. Here comes the War Galleys for Kellek, so that should be an indication once Young Upgrade sees them that he may need to get careening as well to keep up with the upgrades and take more favorable fights. More demolition ships coming into here. It's a big cluster of enemy ships. But now War Galleys here. I think they'll snipe the demo before it can hit here. Getting one, that's okay. It's not the worst. Better than nothing. It's actually kind of hard to spot the demos here in the grand scheme of things here, mixed in between all the war galleys here. Young upgrade still with 4 docks, unless he plays the forward one somewhere. But Kelnek actually with the equal lead here, 54 to 52, so a tiny lead. One huge issue here for Kelnek though is that his double bit axe, and yeah, I guess horse color doesn't matter at this point, not many farms, but double bit axe not bow, that's a huge one, which means your wood gathering will be much less efficient. You see they both have the same amount of wood, but your upgrade with bow in here will be collecting wood much more efficiently with the same number of villagers because of that upgrade. Wood line, I don't think it's rangeable yet with the 6+2 of the war galleys here. No castle for young upgrade either, so no unique unit and unique technology for the ships yet. We might see that eventually if this game keeps up like this. The ecos are comparable, but Kelnek is severely outnumbered even with one more dock here. I think it partly comes down to the lack of eco upgrades here, rendering the eco much less efficient. And consistent production might be harder, or it's just the fights being taken less optimal, committing to fire ships for a bit too long here before switching into the war galleys. 21 to 19 here in galleys count, young upgrades, even going for some caravels here to mix in. And keeping the demolition ships in the backets would be a waste to try and send them into galleys like this, because it's very likely that they will be getting sniped. And did try at Nikimon there, but didn't get, wasn't successful with that. And it's all going down in the middle here, and everything else is, yeah, there's one more galley in the back here, maybe hoping to find some stray villagers to harass or snipe on this side here. But the fact is that young upgrade is with 30 military to 21 here, while keeping up with the economy with better eco upgrades. Still no bozo for Kelnek here, losing numbers. And I think the Portuguese bonus, one of their bonuses is that the battleships have more hit points. So it's 149 for the galleys of young upgrade and 135 for Kelnek. So even in equal numbers, that's probably why young upgrade doesn't stress the reading here, but because he has the actually has the hit points advantage, and in a sense negating the armor difference there. Sniping a fire ship as it gets closer to the galley masses here. Constantly fighting out when outnumbered here, Kelnek, but still taking decent fights here with that being considered. Oh, the fire ships are getting closer. That's good for Kelnek here, getting some damage in on young upgrades. War galleys here. Let's have a look again at the numbers here. More caravels than war galleys here. In fact, now it's 29 to 17 here, as Kelnek has extended the economy land to another town center here to protect the economy. No player attempting a landing just yet. Kelnek still fishing here. More fish, I think. 8 fish for the Italians player. It's cheaper for the Italians, so that's not necessarily a toll on the fish eco, but Kelnek really needs bozo here. Venagor is in the chat. Hello, shalom. This is the third game in the Medieval Tourneys side event Division 2, and this is roughly, yeah, 1600 plus ELO players at least. 1650, I think they're both close to currently. And we may be reaching a conclusion here because Kilnek is struggling to keep up here. I think, yeah, it has 1, 2, 3, 5 docks, but not enough production here. And islands can be fun. Yeah, indeed. That's lots of big battles in the middle waters here. No landings yet, though. Just all naval fighting here, and Young Upgrade definitely winning water here. Kilnek's best shot now is to try and get the sneaky transport in and try and deal some damage on land, because Young Upgrade is in fact still at one town center here. Oh, is this a surround attempt? Caravels, they can fire from both directions as well, so they don't need to turn around to shoot. 32 to 11, the GG is called. Kelnek can't keep up with the pressure. It ends with a 3-0 for Young Upgrade here. So a 3-0 sweep, but still didn't seem like an easy win, I have to say. It's just good judging of fights and better macro management behind it in the previous game here. So that ends it. 86-61 KD. And what plays in here as well is when they were fighting in equal numbers, Young Upgrade still has the extra hit points as the Portuguese civilization bonus. Big advantage there for the Portuguese with the extra hit points when fighting in roughly equal numbers. Uptimes comparable here. Cast age slightly later for Young Upgrade, but didn't make a huge difference there. And 69 to 68 villagers, quite similar here. No villagers killed, they never really reached their, never really attempted any landings. It was all decided on water, which can often be the case on team islands if one player is just simply stronger. That's that one though. I think that concludes the casting for today and possibly the stream. I'm just gonna have a look at if there's any Norwegian team games going on. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, Arena Express. See the clown tent emote. John Slow Arena. Oh, that's an arena emote. So I'm sorry to close the stream on you right after joining Venegor, but that was the second casting setup today, and to be honest, my head is kind of spinning after receiving the second corona vaccine shot today. So even though I want to play a little bit, I think I'm just gonna get back better some other day. So Lynn raided me the other day, so might as well just send the viewers to her this time around. Rest will be better indeed. Let's pass you along to Lynn. She's a French Vietnamese streamer who played in this medieval tourneys I was casting as well. In the two. No, wait. Yeah, I've seen her in the medieval Discord. Trust me, yeah. I trust you. Let's see if we can reach Lynn here. Thanks to everyone for watching. I will be casting the other two divisions of this side event as well someday, but not entirely sure when yet. So I'll announce it in the medieval tourneys Discord. Good night, indeed.